So let's go ahead and get started. We got I believe it's week 23 because it's 24 now, right? Welcome in. We're a little behind because we've been super busy at work. Oh, that's 125%. That's not good. Been working basically 12 hours every day. But we're ready to go. Starting with Mysterion is very nice. Pretty much the ideal start this week is to have the Mysterion, although sometimes it can go bad against you because you play the Mysterion and then they rush 10 energy on you and you can't defend quick enough to have the, maybe they play cows and stuff, and you can't defend quick enough and get value before they take all three your bars basically, and you don't see the value from the Mysterion. Pretty good setup here though, the cows on defense. The Fireball. This guy's got pretty good levels. Obviously level 7 Mosquito would be nice. But he just did not play very well there. I probably could have just let Jimbo beat up these guys, but with Kuhn with that plus 32, probably was better to get the net out there. Because there's he could have Fireballed, but he already used Fireball, so we're not worried about Fireball anymore. You could Fireball right there. Not the worst thing. You kind of want him to kill the Jimbo and then use Fireball. Oh, the Diabetes. Can he survive the rats? Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Diabetes boy is going to be able to kill the critter now. Yes. Huge. Huge. And then he stays alive. Oh, no, he gets killed by New Kid, I guess. Diabetes value was huge on that match. Huge on that match. Make sure you stick around to the end of this one, or skip to the end of this one if you're watching on YouTube. The last two matches are ones you're definitely going to want to watch. We got the first loss in a while, but then a quick redemption against the same exact person. So it's fun little series. Make sure you check it out. So the reason we play Mysterion behind New Kid is for multiple reasons. One, if they want to play Mysterion on your Mysterion and step your Mysterion, they would have to wait until your Mysterion gets to halfway and then step them, right? Or if they play it midline and you meet, your guy's going to die sooner and he's going to respawn faster. The second one's going to respawn faster. Also, if they use cows, which is part of the thing, if Mysterion spawns, you play cows on top of him midline, which kills him, and then, keeps him pretty far away from New Kid, and then, you have 5 less energy and you have cows coming at you. This week, not that big of a deal. You have Fireball and a couple other things that can stop the cows, but it definitely is a way to lose for sure, but I think most of the time, you're okay to start with that Mysterion. And I like to do it right away. I don't like to start at 10. I like to just do it right away because you're going to get that energy either way. So it doesn't really hurt to do it, but it doesn't catch them off guard, but it potentially puts you in a good position. Because then you'll have 10 energy and they'll be chunking into their 10 energy on defense. Level 3 Mosquito there, so I didn't really have to worry about it, but I was running out of energy, so. And right there, also, I probably would have played, maybe cycled Super Fart or something, but the lower levels make me play a little bit differently. Because I'm not worried about that Shelly ability, right? If that was a higher level Shelly, you maybe you wouldn't play the Mosquito on him. Although Mosquito's still pretty good because the Swarm will keep hitting her no matter what. But cows are just too good, man. If you don't deal with the cows, you're dead. What is this guy's name? El Dildo Titano? El Dildo de Titanio. Is that Spanish for the Titan dildo? Made out of titanium dildo? Level 3 Mysterion here. We're gonna just go for the value. He could what's the word I'm looking for? He could Fireball right there and it would be pretty good value. And now I'm sitting here not knowing if Ned got hit or not, so that kind of sucked. But we're in pretty good shape here. That's the fireball I was waiting for. Yeah, like that. Ooh, it was at 0. Okay. Or basically at 0. All right, now we got the Mysterion spawning with our push, so we're in good shape. Should be able to take 3 before he can cycle back to the cows and threaten both of our bars. Especially with that Diabetes boy surviving. Does the Shelly survive 2 new kid hits? That's the question. She does. Call girl spawning in the level 1 Mysterion instead of a Coon is pretty funny. Good times. Good times. All right, we got Underwater Doctor. Pretty good name. Pretty good name. Oh, jeez. Pretty good name. Not the best lead, but it doesn't hurt either. Could have... Did I have... If I had Super Fart in my hand, I could have cycled Super Fart too. I wasn't expecting him to play. There's a good fireball here. Oh... Oh, I missed the mosquito, though. That's okay. I should have played her forward a little bit more. So that when she used her ability, I could have been slamming on the ability and maybe knocked Mosquito back with it, but it's all right. We were even bars, so I wasn't too worried about it. Shelly's going to come through, get onto New Kid. Not bad. Good defense with her ability if you need it. I guess this guy just quit now. I don't know. That was weird. He like didn't play and let me take a bar, and then didn't play and then let me take a bar. And if he plays here, I'll be confused. Nope. Yeah, I don't really understand what happened there. Mazafaka. Nice name. I always try to highlight it if I think it's a funny name. What is this Mazafaka gonna do? I have a hair or something stuck in my glasses. Cows versus the lava. I mean, it definitely limits the value, but they're gonna still push through. So you still have to put a decent amount of DPS out there still anyway. Especially if it's level 6 lava, maybe we could talk level 7, because that's gonna do quite a bit more damage and be a little bit more impactful. But if it's the low level lava, so it's basically just the slow, I just don't think it's worth it. Don't think it's worth it. Good job with the Diabetes boy, taking out the Ned on the bottom side. Good fireball here, but we can take him out without that. That's also nice. 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 Can we get her? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, we get Ned out. Ooh, the call girl. Can the call girl take out the call girl? Oh, dude, look at that. Because we were both attacking, it kind of looks like my attack is hitting her and then chaining and also hitting Jimbo. Watch. See? Wait, holy shit. Hold on, go back. Did you see that? Oh, it's New Kid. It's New Kid. It looked the same with New Kid Blast. Look. Or with the New Kid Blast. Look. It looks like it chained and hit the Jimbo. That's awesome. That was really cool. That was cool as hell. All right, we got Simpsons Freak from Space Otters. Mysterion lead. It's only level 3 though, so it's like not as important for me to get it out, but I still will either way. Because Call Girl 3 pulling a Mysterion 3 could be really bad. That's interesting, but this does keep it further away from me, so it'll spawn. So if I don't get the hit, then it's actually kind of good for him. Well, it depends though. The timing might end up working out for me anyway, right? Could play Call Girl here, just try to get lucky, but yeah, I'd say Sally, Diabetes boy. There we go, Shelly. Beta Fireball, and then Ned can come in. I think New Kid can take out that. I was gonna say. I think Shelly might have hit him though. The Sally slithering through and getting a hit. The Coon getting played without the Call Girl. I think he played Call Girl and didn't spawn anything. Is that right? I don't think he spawned the Mysterion. I think he spawned nothing. Nicely done. The Diabetes will survive now. Even level 3 Mysterion survives the new kid. That's crazy. That's crazy. All the reason to get that Mysterion leveled up. If you have level 1 or 2 Mysterion, I would say it's definitely not worth playing him. Definitely try to win without him. All right, we got Jeff Aguila, 912. This name sounds familiar for some reason. Not quite sure why. You can see we've gotten pretty lucky in getting the Mysterion every match to start. I think there's been, what, 2 matches we didn't start with Mysterion? So, not bad. Honestly, she shouldn't have done that because it knocked me back, but I guess I still died up there. Oh, the Call Girl pulls nobody. That's terrible. That's terrible. Terrible. Jimbo. Fireball's not bad there. I'll take it. Missed the Mosquito Swarm, though. Swarm's hitting new kid, though. Nice. And then Mosquito cleans up the rats, and we take the bar. That is not bad. That is not bad. I played them up there, hoping that they wouldn't be. Yeah, I was like, I was hoping he couldn't fireball and hit Ned too. Ended up working out. Yo, what's up, Kirby? Is that Kirby? Kirby? You changed your name? Kirby Ick? Resistance. 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 What? So there's no Mysterion there. I think the odds of... So the odds of starting with any one particular card in your hand, I think because you have what? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somebody do the math to correct me, but you do 5. Or you get 5, but you have 12. So you almost have half the deck. So it's probably like a 40 to 45% chance that you'll have any given card in your starting hand. I think that's right. So I've had Mysterion in my starting hand, I think a little bit higher than 40-45%. As you can see there, I used the Diabetes to use the ability and then use the critter. Now, I'm pretty sure that's all I did, right? That's all I killed with it. You use the ability, and then you use the critter, so you get all of that health and that extra attack boost. So look at this. It goes basically all the way back up, 125. Okay, I must have done one more person. Oh, I think I just killed... Oh, yeah, I killed the Sally right after it. Yeah, that's not terrible. I could have let her hit Jimbo 1 or 2 more times, but it's fun to try to get the critter stacks. But in reality, in most Team Wars, you probably only have to get 1 or 2 stacks off on them, and then you can kind of strategically play around it. Like killing the Jimbo there. Probably didn't need to do that. Probably would have killed the rats with the Jimbo anyway, but right there I just took the Mosquito Swarm, so that's a pretty good pull. I could pull it again and pull the Mosquito there, but he was also protecting me. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword whether you do it or not. Sizzler's the best push neutralizer in the game. You could argue that Future Randy is, but he doesn't neutralize it as much as stall it. But there's also SWOW. Or not SWOW. Mephisto. Mephisto's ability is quite good against neutralizing the push, right? Because it pushes everybody away. But yeah, Sizzle is a good... I think Satan might be a little bit higher, but Sizzle has more counter potential, because if you get the Sizzle nice and stacked on defense, he can wreck through stuff on offense, right? Low levels here, so not too worried, but if we can get the Call Girl Coon out, obviously ideal. Probably bottom left corner. We don't want him to get the diabetes. He ends up taking the Jimbo. Not the worst thing you can do. Oh, got him. He's alive. We play the Jimbo. Oh, he killed one of the cows. Bit of a mistake there. Killing a level 7 cow to feed a level 2 critter. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Mysterion coming through. Diabetes having all the health in the world. And then super farting 3 times. Triple fart, triple fart, triple fart, triple fart. I don't have enough. No. Dang. That guy's level 7 cows carried his whole career. Right. Level 5 everything else. Or level 1 everything else, but he's got those cows, baby. Or maybe his team only leveled up cows. It's pretty funny. Not the worst start ever if you don't have anything better. What was it? It had to have been Rats versus Sally, right? I'd say Sally's the choice just because she's 2 cost.
Nothing can swat me.
Shelly, get the... it would have been nice to get the mosquito swarm there. Not bad, though, pushing the diabetes boy back a little bit. I played the Jimbo up a little bit because I wanted everybody to start attacking him instead of the Mysterion. Worked out pretty well there. A little bit late on that Ned, maybe. Let's see how this comes through. Ooh. Oh, the Coon going after the Ned. Beautiful. Beautiful. Spurs or Knicks? I mean, honestly, I didn't really care either way. I was very glad that the Spurs beat the Thunder. That was the main thing I really cared about. I didn't want the Thunder to win again. That was really the only outcome of this postseason that I cared about. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hated, or I mean, I guess it's not over yet. But I wouldn't hate seeing Wemby win one this early. But also the Knicks, I mean, this is probably the only chance the Knicks have at it for the next decade. So, and I've always been a fan of Karl Anthony Towns and Brunson. They're solid players. So I wouldn't hate. And Jose Alvarado, I love that guy. So I definitely wouldn't hate it if they won. And after that last game, I don't know if I could support the Spurs anymore, even if I did support the Spurs. That was the... I mean, I'm a Warriors fan. We've dipped out some crazy losses before, or some comebacks before, but like that was crazy. It was like 9 minutes left in the third, and they were still up by like 29 or something. Terrible. And they completely throw away the game. They had the game at the end, and they completely throw it away. Miss a free throw, and Fox went up for the layup instead of just running out the clock with the lead. That was some J.R. Smith level stupidity right there. Fox is just a bad player, in my opinion. Back in that series when it was the Kings versus Warriors, where that postseason was also all I cared about was the Warriors beating the Kings that series. Just like this last time, all I cared about was the Warriors beating whoever. Or not this year, but I think it was last year. Or no, I didn't want them to lose to a certain team in the play-in, I think is what it was. And then after that, I didn't really care what happened. But Spurs are crazy. Julio De La Cruz, I feel like we've played him before, right? We must play similar times in Team Wars because we get him all the time. But yeah, like I was saying, that Kings series, Fox was on the Kings, and I felt like Fox threw the game a couple times with some bad decision making down the stretch, when otherwise they probably would have beaten us. God, what a dummy. God, what a dummy. Another fireball. I feel like that fireball is worth it because chunks the Jimbo. Like, now you don't have it for the cows, yes, but, you know, there's other ways to deal with the cows. Your own cows is probably the best way. But, and I have the Mysterion out already, so it might help. Anyway, but the Fireball, it takes out the Mosquito Swarm, basically kills Mosquito, chunks Jimbo basically half, and kills the Ned. So it's 4, 5, 6, it's probably like 8 energy worth of value for 5 there. And then kind of got to think about the situation though. If you feel like they have like an energy lead, like this is the example. I'm not too worried about the cows because I can just play my cows. And look at how it pushes them away. They're not getting a lot of value. They're going to take 1 bar possibly, but that's it. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. If your enemy only takes 1 bar with their cows, you're probably going to win. If they take 1 bar and then some, you might be in trouble. If they take 2 bars, you're probably going to lose. Because all they have to do pretty much is cycle to the cows again. Unless it's a week where like you could have Fireball or Satan or something that truly deals with them. But otherwise, most of the time, they're going to get some value. This is a week where that level 7 Fireball is actually important. Because I think level 6 Fireball leaves the level 7s with a little bit of health. And then New Kid can't deal with it. I don't think... He might not die. But he definitely will take a lot of damage. Separate the field with the cheapest unit, just to see what he's got. Decent levels here, the Dirty Ginger Kid. Be careful when you're saying that one. Somehow I used my ability instead of letting the attack go out. But I think I was losing because New Kid was hitting me. We'll be alright though. Looks like our swarm took his swarm out. Can you get the diabetes onto the critter? Use the critter, use the diabetes, and then use the critter. That's a fat stacked critter, boys. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. If he fireballs the Ned, we are in big, big trouble, boys. We are in big, big trouble, boys. We're protecting that Ned. The Ned is our damage and DPS. And look at this. We bring the Ned to the... right to the critter so that he starts beating the critter up. You know, I gotta be honest. If Ned would have been down and attacked New Kid instead of the critter and then just died to the tower there and then he had a critter with basically full health on defense, I could have potentially lost a counter push there. But my Ned getting pushed by the cows into range to immediately start blasting the critter, and he didn't have to walk and lose some of his Jimbo boost potentially. Not bad, not bad. All right, boys, this is the good 2 matches you got to stick around for. This match, everything went wrong for me. We didn't get to start Mysterion. That's not good. This is fake chefs, by the way. This isn't the chefs that's in the 2nd place. Not sure there. Maybe I could have done something better, but honestly, this feels okay. We take 1 out, and the top one gets pretty much dealt with, and then I should have just played Sally there. I should have played Sally there probably. But he gets the Call Girl and the Mysterion out, and the Mysterion doesn't die to the charge there. So that's the first thing. So first thing that went wrong, didn't have Mysterion in my hand to start, so it's gonna be difficult to get him out. Second thing that went wrong, he started cows, I didn't have Fireball. Second thing that went wrong. Third thing that went wrong is honestly probably playing the Ned. I probably should have just played Sally and reset. But third thing that really went wrong was the Mysterion not dying to the push there. That was really... And honestly, it was stupid of me. I think I didn't realize that the Call Girl was still alive back there. Now, if that would have pulled Coon, I think it would have been a little bit different because my Call Girl probably would have survived long enough to then maybe kill his Call Girl. Because with the Coon in front... So that's the 4th thing that went wrong is I pulled the Mysterion instead of the Coon. So now I'm in just a bad position. Basically have to get it to a spot where the New Kid kills everybody. I'm not sure. Maybe I could have super farted and gotten gotten a good position on a diabetes setup. But I tried to get the call girl killed, which does succeed. I do kill the call girl. This was kind of a mistake, but it's only level 4, so I figured I could get the ability. So that part did go my way, but I don't have anything to support the Jimbo, so the Jimbo's just gonna die. And that was a bad. That was another thing that went wrong. That was a bad fireball because it was a little slow, and the Mysterion died to the Ned. If the Mysterion wouldn't have died to the Ned, and right there, I mean, I could have maybe played Super Fart and Mosquito, but I don't think it would have been enough damage. But now the next game, we get the same guy. Literally no time between it. I could have sworn that they changed. See, and once again, he gets Mysterion and I don't. So once again, I'm in a position where he could definitely beat me. So very fucking upsetting for me. I go through all 15 of my matches basically, and I have Mysterion every one, and the one match I get against someone who's actually a decent player, I have the worst starting hand I could possibly have. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. So you can tell he's already getting Mysterion value, and I'm stuck. Really sucks. Really sucks. And we're not in the best position here, but should be level 7. Oh, no, my Mosquito is only level 6 there. Waiting on this. Maybe we get a fireball off. Gonna separate that. I like that, just to keep him alive a little bit. Wait for him to play something, then play those. I don't hate that. I'm not gonna wait. I like it. Baited the fireball on that. That's his mistake. That's a big mistake if we take out the call girl. Yes, that critter, remember, has a ton of damage. Can he one-shot the Mysterion? Basically, he does. The Ned gets a hit on the Mysterion, which actually helps me out. Now's my chance to get Mysterion out. That was a good call. Just kill him immediately. That gives me a lot of HP, gives me a lot of value. Ned takes out his Ned. Now it's my turn to get some great value, luckily. My Ned sticking around and doing the Lord's work over there, getting a ton of value. But his stupid cow triple attacks me there, and he takes another damn bar. So another thing goes right for this piece of shit. And then right there, I thought that his diabetes was just gonna walk in and kill my fucking new kid without anybody touching him. But luckily, my stuff turned right there. So hopefully we bait the fireball, then we just play cows on him. But we'll see what happens here. Call girl probably takes it here. Boom, boom, boom. If he plays a fireball, then... Yeah, he missed the call girl with the fireball, but if he plays fireball, I was going to say the top side should be good. But just like Lucky again, Sally doesn't target new kid, and Sally goes for the Jimbo instead. But this time, we take him out. We take him out. He got pretty lucky on that second one, but we were able to salvage it. We did misplay probably twice on that first one, but it was after being down in pretty bad position after 4 things went perfectly his way, so pretty good matches. First time I've had a loss that was like a close loss like that, and not just, the adventure lock getting rolled over by levels or something like that. But very fun week. I like the weeks where cows are prevalent, but there's ways to stop them, because I think a lot of people, like, sure, you could lose because you don't have the right cards at the right time like I just did, but most of the time you can stop the value and turn it around on them. Would my cats recognize me? Yeah, I shave it down low enough where I'm sure they would. I don't think they look at your face. I think it's mostly scent and like your body and how you move and your sounds and stuff like that. They're not really looking at your face. Unless you put on like a tiger mask. You get up to them and they're like, "What the fuck is that thing? What the hell is that thing?" All right. Maybe the younger one might freak out a little bit. Maybe I haven't been clean shaven with her yet. But I don't. It's not like I have a huge beard anyway, so it doesn't really change the makeup of my face all that much when I do shave. All right, everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We're going for 10,000. Means a lot to me. If you also want to join membership, you have dozens of video, or like a dozen video. We're working on more, but videos, VIP only videos. It's only $1 per month. If you want to jump in, pay $1, watch all the videos, close it, and then come back 6 months later to watch the VIP videos. That's what I do. And it's only $1. So support the stream. Appreciate you. You can also subscribe on Twitch with your Twitch Prime Gaming. You have Amazon Prime connected to Twitch. Get a free sub every month. And remember, you have to come back every month and redo it. Manually, that's how they get you. All right, everybody, peace out. We're going to keep going, get our caps. So if you're watching live, don't go anywhere. Okay, bye.